Hey everybody, ABC 10 meteorologist Brendan Minchef here on this Monday evening. As of this recording, and I tell you, Monday was a very active weather day. We saw funnel clouds not once but twice across Northern California. So let's recap the storms that we saw on this Monday, and we'll pick up the radar at about 10 o'clock this morning. It again has been a very active weather day. That first line of storms came through, and that brought some hail to the Sacramento metro area. Here's a little radar rewind of that. You can see this was a pretty decent line that came through about lunchtime today. So about 11:30 on Monday through noon, you see that line there. You see frequent lightning. We saw some small hail out of this storm, some briefly heavy rain. This was kind of round one that we saw today. Then at about 3:10-ish, we had a tornado warning, and this was really from about 2:45 to about 3:30-ish. We were tracking this tornado warning, but I'm picking this up, this radar up right around 3:30, and you see that tornado warning polygon there. The storm itself really did not look like much. None of the storms today that were tornado warned looked like much, but we did get some reports of funnels, which we will see. I've got some pictures here in just a second, but this was storm one that was tornado warned in our area. Shortly after that storm, though, we had another one that was looking pretty juicy up near Folsom Lake. You can see that one there. This was never tornado warned. It was not severe warned. It did have a special weather statement on it, basically saying this is a strong thunderstorm producing heavy rain, lightning, and hail, but it wasn't severe. It didn't meet those criteria, and it never spawned a funnel. We'll come back to that, though. I do want to talk about that storm one more time, but then the kind of final last strong storm of the day in our area was really back in the same area near Waterford, near Snelling, right along Highway 59. This was another tornado-warned storm with a decent hail core on it. We were seeing reports of hail potentially as large as about penny-sized with that storm that moved through. So those were really the 3 or 4 bigger ones on the day. Here's some pictures, though. Remember I told you that one storm up near Folsom Lake? Well, it was dropping some hail back in Citrus Heights as well. So this is from Cecily sending us pictures of about pea-sized hail in Citrus Heights. She was not the only one that sent us pictures of hail. Look at this. This is from Gordon, also in Citrus Heights. That is what we call accumulating hail. It's not snow. It's definitely hail, a stack of ice right there in Citrus Heights. We got another one here. This is from Lori, also in Citrus Heights. You can see hail on the car. Partially melted, but nonetheless, hail on the car in Citrus Heights. Let's talk about those tornado-warned storms, though. This was from Adam near Balico. You can see here, here's a video as well of that funnel cloud. This was again sent to us by Adam, and this was the first tornado-warned storm, the one that happened between about 2:45 and 3:15 or so. You can see definite rotation on that funnel, very well defined. That's definitely enough to prompt a tornado warning. We got another one here. This is from Chris near Waterford. Again, that first tornado-warned storm. You can see very clearly a funnel cloud here. Now, we have reached out to officials, and no one has reported that any of these actually touched down, making them a tornado. So we're calling these funnels because we don't have any reporting that would tell us that these actually did touch down, resulting in a tornado. But a very well-defined funnel cloud there. Again, that was near Waterford. That was the same storm. And then one more from the same storm as well as from Eduardo near Cressy. You can see looking towards that funnel cloud. And yeah, very well-defined, easily enough for that tornado warning. Again, on radar, it didn't look like much. Part of the reason was the position of this storm, where it was literally located, was very far between two radars, right? The Sacramento radar was looking about 80 miles into this storm. And what happens when you're looking that far away is the radar beam shoots straight, right? But because the Earth is curved, what's really happening is you're shooting into the top of that storm because that storm is far away. And so you're kind of missing that low-level rotation when it's that far from the radar. So on radar, yeah, there were some signs of maybe some weak rotation, but because it was so far away, it was hard to tell exactly what was happening at the surface, at the base of those clouds where we would see those funnels spawn. So reports like this, when we get pictures and we get video and the Weather Service sees that, this really helps to prompt the issuance of those tornado warnings, because again, when it's so far away like it was here in Stanislaus and Tuolumne County, when it's that far away, it's hard to see from the radar. If you had a storm like this up near Sacramento, where it's much closer to the radar, we'd have a much easier time seeing it and could have a much easier time of issuing that because of what we see on radar. But again, when we get funnels like this and we get pictures and videos of the funnels, that really helps the Weather Service out. Here's a video of some what we call scud clouds near Waterford. This storm was later on in the evening. So the first ones that we were taking a look at was, again, between about 2:45, 3:15. This one was closer to about 5 o'clock. And we do see some rotation at the base of the cloud, but that overall would likely just be the rotation of the thunderstorm itself and not actually necessarily a tightening of the circulation. Again, this is just scud. This is not a funnel. Another term for scud, you could call it an SLC or SLCs. What that fancy term is just scary looking clouds. They look like they are a tornado or funnel, or they may be doing something, but in fact, they're not doing anything. They just look a little bit ominous. We would need to see some much tighter rotation, a much more well-defined funnel in order for us to say that this may drop a tornado. So again, this is just scud or some scary looking clouds, some SLCs. But I did want to show you this. This was pretty neat. I was watching this in real time earlier. This is that storm that dumped a bunch of hail in Citrus Heights, but we're looking from Pilot Hill and we're looking into the storm. So we're looking from the camera's perspective off to the west. So this is that storm. The rain and the hail core is back here. Again, that was near Citrus Heights. But what we notice right here, I'm going to let this video start over one more time before I point it out. Here we go. What we notice is some lowering of the clouds right there. And that's suggesting that that mesocyclone, that kind of spinning core of the storm itself, started to lower. Now, we'll zoom in a little bit. Did this produce a funnel? Let's take a look. It kind of looks like maybe it did at a point right here, but also it's just too far away for us to tell. We can't get a good look at it. The camera's just too far away, and the clouds aren't that well defined. Was it a brief funnel? It's possible. Was it also just a shelf or a lowering of the clouds? Absolutely. That I'm confident to say. It was definitely a lowering of the storm cloud there, suggesting that it was a stronger thunderstorm. And in fact, it was. Remember, we saw those pictures of hail in Citrus Heights. We had the heavy rain. We had the gusty winds, the frequent lightning, all of that. And the lowering of the cloud there, the cloud base, all of that says this was a strong thunderstorm. Did it produce a funnel? Tough to tell. I mean, you be the judge. It kind of looks like maybe it did for a very brief moment there, but also it's hard to tell if that was a funnel or just the overall rotation at the base of the cloud like this. We'll let it play one more time before I move on here. Again, you see the cloud base start to drop. And then remember, this whole thing right here is rotating like this. So it's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Could have been a funnel. Maybe not. Again, it was never tornado warned. There were no other reports of a funnel cloud here. This is just the view from the camera, the Alert California camera, looking west into the storm. So just thought that was interesting. Now, going forward, are we going to see more thunderstorms? Well, we have another system on the way. Later Wednesday into Thursday, we're going to get some more rain in the valley, snow in the high country, but I don't expect the system to be as big as the one that we just had. And in fact, by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, that precipitation is already starting to wind down. It'll still be cloudy, but I'm not expecting to see widespread thunderstorms and heavy rain like what we saw today. Beyond that, we've got a real spring-like pattern developing. We're going to have mostly sunny skies, and look at this, upper 70s on Monday of next week, and then potentially our first 80-degree day the following Tuesday. So about a week from now, we could be 80 degrees for the first time in Sacramento. So today was certainly a very active weather day. Hopefully you were staying up to date with the very latest with us here at ABC 10. Monica Woods and I cut in on air a couple times this afternoon to bring you those tornado warning updates live on television, but also we're on the ABC 10 Plus app. And we've got a lot more weather content up there. We've, in fact, got a weather playlist. It's got extended forecasts. It's got explainers. It's got weather and climate and water specials up there, all about 30 minutes long. All that's on the weather playlist on the ABC 10 Plus app. It's free to download wherever you stream. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all stayed safe out there with those storms that move through Northern California this Monday.